Mining award winners is one of the most straightforward and easiest ways for you to identify companies to add to your hit list. Now, for award winners, all you simply want to do is use Google to identify the companies that win awards, and you're going to find a ton of websites that basically put together a list of top companies in X industry, whether it's going to be like education or real estate or fintech, whatever the case may be. So an example of a top list would be something like the Inc. 5000 list of the top growing companies in America, to give you an example. So let's go ahead and just go into Google and I'll show you exactly how you can do this for yourself, no matter what industry you're in or no matter what type of company size you are selling into. All right, guys, so we are in the Google search page, google.com, and let's say you are selling into small, medium business like doctors in your local area. So if you type in top doctors, what you're going to get is a ton of websites that basically aggregate all the top doctors for you. So I'm going to go to the first one, health.usnews.com/doctors. And when you go into the section, they even categorize it in different specialties. So I'm going to go into the neurosurgery specialty for doctors. And as you can see over here, there's over 1,000 matches of doctors that you could potentially reach out to and see if they're going to want to do business with you. And it's even more interesting when you're able to filter out the different doctors based on specialty, location, hospital affiliation, and all of these type of things. So if you go into location and you type in Los Angeles, then you're going to get a list of the top neurosurgeons in the Los Angeles area. And as you can see, there's going to be 275 of them in Los Angeles on this website, and pretty much you can add every single one of these doctors onto your hit list if that's what you're going for. Now, going back to google.com, let's say instead of going for, doctors, you want to go for more enterprise companies or large high growth companies that, maybe have a big budget for what you are selling. So let's go ahead and try the Inc. 5000 list. So typing in Inc. 5000, you're going to see here it says Inc. 5000 2017, the full list. That's exactly what you want to see. So basically, you're getting the list of 5,000 companies in America that are the fastest growing private companies. And that's going to be super beneficial for you because these are companies that are growing really quick and they have revenue, and for a lot of times they're going to have a budget for whatever it is you are selling. So there's Skills, Game Time, Club Pilates, and all these different companies, and you could basically categorize them into different industries like advertising, business, construction, education, energy. So whatever industry you're going after, there's going to be a section for you. You can also categorize them by state if geographic location matters, and if you're someone that wants to go on site, even city to get it more narrow. And yeah, so this is a really great way to find, just top growing companies that potentially like understand the product and service you're selling, and you could something you could reach out to. So let's go ahead and do an example. You're going after the energy section and you're only going to go for companies in California, right? So by looking at this list, you're basically going to see their high growth, and you're going to see how much revenue they are making for the year. And that's really great for you because, if they have revenue and that they're growing in the thousands of percent, they got money. So what you could do is reach out to them and say, hey, congratulations on getting onto the Inc. 5000 list. It seems like you guys are doing really well. And then my product or service, blah, 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 helps you to do XYZ. And we're going to go into how to write those emails later on, but I just wanted to give you a quick idea of how you can identify these companies on these top lists. So it's not just limited to top doctors and, Inc. 5000. Basically, there's a ton of websites where you can find top lists like Forbes top companies, right? If you type that into Google, you're going to get the world's top 25 companies, America's best employers list, So basically, there's just a ton of different ways for you to find these companies, build up your hit list, and reach out to these people. So any type of website that generates top lists, and there's a ton of them out there, that's a potential gold mine for you to find and basically email them and see if they want to do business with you. Yo, what's going on, guys? So sometimes it's not about what you know, but who you know. And so right now we're going to show you how you can mine with your personal network. And these are people that you personally know directly, or maybe their acquaintance that you haven't talked to in a while. And we're going to show you how to find these people that you're connected to, and hopefully you can reach out to them and get a business meeting with either them, or if they are connected with someone you want to talk to. So there are basically two ways you're going to go about using your personal network. The first is using your LinkedIn connections, and these are people who you are directly connected with as a first degree connection on LinkedIn, and we're going to use the LinkedIn search filter to narrow your search so you can find exactly who you want to talk to. The second place we're going to look is the Facebook friends. So we're going to use your Facebook in order to find your friends who may be a good fit for your product or service, or if they know someone who might be a good fit, and we're going to filter that by geographic location. So let's go ahead and get into LinkedIn and show you what this is all about. All right, guys, so we are in LinkedIn, linkedin.com, and if you do not have a LinkedIn quite yet, I highly recommend you get one, because for B2B business, this is the place to be. Now, on the side over here, you're going to see your connections, right? So you have a certain number of connections that you have. I have 2,107, and on the top on this bar, there's going to be a section called My Network. Going into My Network, what you want to do is go into your connections on the left side and press on the button See All. So now, out of those 2,000 people I have that I'm connected directly with as a first degree connection, it's just gonna be listed out over here. And so what you want to do is you want to search with your filters to make sure that you're only gonna spend time on people who might be a good fit for your company. And so over here, you can kind of see people being connected, and you can filter this by location. So let's say you only want to talk to people who are in the Los Angeles area, and it's going to filter those down. So it goes down to 680 results. And then you might want to say, hey, I want to go for people in my network in Los Angeles in the marketing and advertising industry. So now I got 78 people that I can potentially reach out to see if they want to have a business conversation. And so what you would do is basically add all these people onto your list, and you want to make a note of whether they work at a company that you want to do business with, or if they may be connected to someone that you may be able to do business with in the future. So let's say if you're going to go after, let's say Wendy. Oh, Wendy is my friend. She works at Uber, and I want to sell my product or service to Uber. I can say, hey, Wendy, I'm just curious, but is there anybody you know at Uber who would be interested in XYZ product or service? And she may give you an introduction to that person, and then you're going to get a meeting with them. And so that's just one strategy you can use using LinkedIn. I'm going to show you later on exactly what you're going to write in that email. But for now, this is just how you filter down your LinkedIn connections to find the right people to reach out to. Now, we're going to go into Facebook. So now we're in Facebook, and as you can see, basically, everybody knows Facebook. What Facebook allows you to do is search by geographic location. So in the search bar, all you want to do is type in friends in, and then whatever location. So it could be friends in Los Angeles. So now what's going to happen is it's going to filter all your friends who are in Los Angeles, and you could kind of just go through all of them to see if anybody's working at a company that's interesting to you, or if you think that anybody can, introduce you to somebody, and you would basically just go down your list of connections. And it is a little bit more lengthy, but the benefit is that you are actually friends with this person and you met them in real life. So they're a lot more likely to help you out if you ask for it. And it's not just limited to like where you live, but let's say it could be friends in Hong Kong, because I used to live in Hong Kong when I studied abroad there. And then boom, we're gonna have a filter down of all my friends in Hong Kong. So if I'm trying to do business in Hong Kong, these are all the people I would reach out to first, because they're my personal friends and I know who they are. So these are the two ways you want to use your personal connections. It's gonna be LinkedIn and Facebook. And so that's some of the best ways to get an introduction to somebody, or getting your foot in the door into a company you wanna, talk to and potentially do business with. And that about wraps it up for the personal connections. Yo, what's up, guys? So, again, we're gonna use LinkedIn because LinkedIn is one of the best places to find people and companies for any type of prospecting. Now, when you're mining LinkedIn, it's gonna be a little bit different from mining your personal network. It's gonna be finding companies that you don't have any connections with, and you're trying to make a cold outreach to them. So, a really powerful tool is LinkedIn Search because it allows you to search by people and by company, and they have filters on it, so it's going to help narrow your search and make it a lot more efficient. And as you find people, there's also a technology in LinkedIn where if you looked at one person, it recommends you other people that you may want to look at as well. So that's going to help, and I'm going to show you that in a bit. And lastly, LinkedIn Groups is a really good place to find people who have a similar interest in a certain niche, and you could find all the members of that group and potentially reach out to them. So let's go ahead and dive into LinkedIn so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so we are on linkedin.com once again. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to use the search feature. Okay, so let's go ahead and type in marketing agency. The default LinkedIn goes to is people in marketing agency. So you could narrow your search with people who have the keyword marketing agency in their job title or where they're working by something like, your current companies of where they actually worked at. Or you could do it by location. So it could be geographic location, United States, and then you can add something like Los Angeles. So you can find everybody on LinkedIn who is working in a marketing agency in Los Angeles, and we're going to get about 66,000 people that you could potentially reach out to. So you want to just go through this list and see, what are some of the good companies that you want to reach out to, and then just put them to your list. The other thing you want to do is go into the company section. So if you type in marketing agency, it isn't going to allow you to filter things down. It's just going to give you a list of companies. And you could essentially, if these companies, you can kind of take a quick look at them to see if they are a good fit for your product or service. And if they are, go ahead and just add them to your list. So in this way, you have a abundant amount of companies to add onto your list and potential people you can reach out to. And because there's so many different people in marketing agencies, it'll be very unlikely for you to exhaust this list. But if you're not selling to marketing agencies and you're selling to, let's say, plastic surgeons, let's say you're selling a service specifically for plastic surgeons, there's going to be 1,000 plastic surgeon companies in that come up. You can also go by people, and so there's going to be 33,000 plastic surgeons. You want to narrow it down to, let's say, the Los Angeles area. So if you're doing something like doctors, spas, plastic surgeons, veterinarians, anything like that, you could narrow it down by geographic location, and boom, you got 1,000 plastic surgeons you can reach out to. So that's how you're going to use the search for people and the companies. And something to add is LinkedIn offers a premium service of LinkedIn Sales Navigator that allows you to filter down different companies by company size and industry and all these different things. But it does cost a certain price, and you got to pay per month. So I'm just going to show you the techniques you can do for free. But if you want to narrow it down even further, go ahead and check out LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, the second thing we're going to look at is mining in your groups. So on LinkedIn, there's going to be a lot of different groups that have interest in different things. So I'm going to go on my personal account over here, and if you scroll all the way down, you can see all the groups that I'm a part of, right? So I'm part of a lot of startup groups, social media marketing groups, and sales groups, which is my personal interest. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go into, let's say, the On Startups, the community for entrepreneurs. I see that there's 891,000 people in this group. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I'm in the, once you join a group, you have access to see what everybody is talking about. So the trick you want to do is you want to go into the group member section over here. And in the group member section, basically, it's going to list out every single member that is part of this group. And again, this is like hundreds of thousands of people within this group. You can sort it by when they join or their last name. The search filter isn't that great when it comes to these groups, but you can just basically keep going through to see if anything catches your eye, or you can type in certain keywords to see if something pops up over here. So if you type in something like marketing, these are all the entrepreneurs who are interested in marketing or people interested in marketing in general, and you can kind of search by it like that. So groups are a really big goldmine because you already filter down everybody who's interested in a specific topic, and then you could filter it down to see like marketing or sales or whatever the case may be, and then go ahead and add them to your list and then reach out to them. One thing I forgot to show you guys is, so let's say you find a person that you think is interesting. So let's say I say, this person, Nick Shum, is an interesting person that may be someone I want to do business with. So what happens is, on the right side, there's this section called people also viewed. And so these are all the people that relate to this Chris Shum person and Chris S person. And basically you can kind of like click on different people. Like this person is interesting, this person is interesting. So I can go on this person's account and be like, Andy Morris, he's an interesting guy because he's a principal at 90 companies. You add them to your list, and then you look into people also viewed. This Kyle Cummings guy seems really interesting. Add them to your list. So basically, that's another way to find more like-minded people, is to use the people also viewed section. And I find it pretty useful in finding people who are very similar to each other. So those are the 3 different ways you want to mine for LinkedIn to find companies, either companies to add to your list or specific people. Alright guys, so now we're gonna get right into mining online communities. And online communities is a really great place for you to find potential customers because it's a group of people that hang out somewhere on the internet. So when you're thinking about online communities, the biggest question that you want to ask yourself is, where does your ideal customer profile hang out? So if you identified exactly who you want to go after, where do they hang out on the internet? Where do they talk to each other, share information, and help each other grow their businesses? That's exactly where you're going to want to go and try to talk to them and see if you can get a meeting to see if it makes sense to work with each other. So I identified a couple places for you to reach out to people on these online communities, and these are some of the more popular ones. Of course, there are more out there, but I want to give you a general sense of the ones that may be the most valuable for the time you put in. So the online communities that we're going to go through today is first Reddit, second industry specific online forums, and third we're going to go into Google Plus groups. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright guys, so we are on Google right now. So let's go ahead and say we want to find companies on Reddit, and let's say your target market are small businesses and entrepreneurs and that kind of sort. So we could type in small business Reddit and see what pops up in Google. And so the first result, small business Reddit, starting, owning, and growing a small business. So on Reddit over here, basically what you have is people posting onto Reddit, asking for help or trying to, connect with each other and share information. And you can actually just go into the top section or the rising or new. And so if you say, how do you inform your employees that one of their coworkers is quitting? So let's say you're selling an HR software and you're saying, this is a really interesting HR problem. And so basically everybody here has experienced, issues with HR. And so each person is a potential person you can reach out to. So let's say, let's go into the first guy, HALSED. And basically all you want to do is you want to click on him, and then you can either add him as a friend and then, send him a message, send him a private message over here and say like, hey man, I noticed that you are in the small business group and you are talking about how to blah, blah, blah about your employees. My services offer blah, 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 blah. Let me know if it makes sense to talk. So that, that's one way to use Reddit to just reach out to people who have, similar problems and they fit your ideal customer profile, and you could directly reach out to them. So Reddit is one source, and in Reddit, there's all types of subreddits that, from small business, marketing, hair salons, enterprise companies, basically a niche. There's a niche, any type of business niche, you can find it on Reddit. Now, the second place we're going to go to is online forums. So if you Google any type of forum, like hair salon communities, spa communities, doctor forums, or, enterprise software forums, Oracle forums, like you'll basically find anything out there because people always want to connect online. And so we're going to go into, one forum that I know of. It's called Behind the Chair, and it is a forum for hair salon owners. So I'm gonna go into Behind the Chair forum, and basically what we're going to find is a community website where people share information and they have problems, they post it up. Hopefully someone can solve that problem. So basically, if you go into any of the discussion forums, every person here actually is somebody you can potentially reach out to. So what you want to do once you find a forum that you know that has your ideal customer profile type of companies in there, you just want to sign up for the forum, find discussions, and basically go into the forums and send everybody a direct message that you feel might be a good fit, and then see if they want to do business with you. And so basically go on all the forums and just reach out to everybody individually, and you could even send them a similar message, but as long as you're solving the same problem for a person, it's totally fine. And the last place I want to check out is Google, right? So let's go ahead go on google.com. And let's say you want to find communities in like entrepreneurs and small businesses. So you could type in Google plus community small business entrepreneur and see what you get. And so the first thing that pops up is entrepreneurs, self-employed, and small business. So if you're selling something for this target demographic, you go ahead and go in that community, see all these different people trying to advertise their services. What you want to do is you just want to go in the top left over here, and as you can see, there's 109,000 members. You want to click on that, and basically everybody here can be a potential customer for your product or service. So you want to go into their account and basically send them a direct message. So that's just one way you can use Google Plus to, find more people. And if there's 100,000 people in here, that's a lot of people you can reach out to. So again, there's all types of communities out there, whether it's Google communities, Facebook groups, you name it, it's out there. I just want to give you a taste of what it's like to go into these communities and send someone a direct message, and to see if they want to have a phone call with you or meet in person to see if it makes sense to do business. So that's everything on online communities.